to another video brought to you by Simone Nicole TV.
Period.
If you are new, make sure you hit the subscribe button. That way you know about my videos. Hit that notification button. That way you know when I post my videos. Your phone will send you an alert so you don't have to be behind, girl. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about my locks. I'm going to be answering some questions that you all have asked me, either through here on YouTube or through my Instagram. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, go ahead and do that too. And let's get into the video. How long have I been growing my locks? Basic question. I've been growing my locks since 2017, so it's been about 4 years. I would say it was in the beginning of 2017, I believe, or in the end. It was in 16 or 17, one of those. So about, I would say 4 to 5 years I've been growing my locks, and they are a little bit longer than this because right now some of it's braided up. I want to do something different for this video. You know, I've never done this before. Gotta switch it up. Yes. Next question is, in the beginning, how often did I wash my hair? So in the beginning, I was 100% freeform in the beginning. So I did not wash my hair the first 3 months of my lock journey. I did not wash it. I have a video of when I initially started the lock journey. I'll post it right, what side is it going? I'm gonna post it right here. But yeah, I didn't wash my hair in my first 3 months because I was freeforming. So if you're freeforming, you do not want to manipulate the hair. You do not want to wash it, comb it, twist it, nothing, because you want it to form on its own. That's why it's called freeforming. It's going to freely grow the way it wants to. Next question. Next question is the best hydrating ingredients. Water for sure. Drink lots of water, which I don't do like I should, and I'm gonna try to drink a gallon of water every day in December. We'll see how that goes. But drink lots of water, because if you are hydrated in the inside, it's gonna flourish automatically because your roots are coming out thick and hydrated. But to put on the outside instead of working on your way in and working it out, if that makes sense, I would say also make sure you moisturize your hair with conditioner or water. So like I have a bottle that I have a mixed solution of water and conditioner in it that I'll spray every now and then on my roots. I don't really want to put too much on my actual hair because when I went to the optician, she told me that my hair holds a lot of water, meaning that there's a lot of product probably that's built in it. And that might be because I just don't wash my hair as often as I should, because like I said, I was freeforming a lot in the beginning, and then just getting out of the habit of not washing my hair like I used to before I had locks. So now I get my hair done at least once a month. So I get my hair washed once a month. So the best way to take care of your hair is just to put oil on it, tie it up at night, because after I was also guilty of not doing that. I was doing so many things in the lazy way or just not caring at all. But basically, if you're gonna hydrate your hair, and put things in it to help it be moisturized and healthy, you want to make sure you cover it up because it needs to trap in the moisture, or it's like you're doing it for nothing because it's gonna leave once you lay your head down on the pillow, especially if your pillow is not satin or silk. It's gonna leave and the moisture's gonna be gone. It's gonna soak it up and it's gonna disappear. You want it to keep the moisture in your head, so definitely water, conditioner, oil on your scalp for sure, and tying it up at night. Another question is, why are they so gorgeous? Girl, you think they gorgeous? Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I try. I really do try. Next question, why locks? So in the beginning of me getting locks is because okay, so basically, I'm a frugal person. Well, I used to be more frugal, but I like to think that I am still a frugal person, and I like I was the girl that was shopping at thrift stores, and I still do when I get a chance. I'll shop at a thrift store. I'll sell things on Poshmark that I don't wear anymore. I had yard sales a lot in my mom's yard because, you know, it's a quick way to get some extra play cash. Why not? I worked at flea markets before, like helping out family members selling stuff to get some quick money. Like I guess I've always been somewhat of a hustler. Anyways, basically, I am someone who likes to save money as much as I can, and being in college, most people aren't rich in college, you know, unless you come from a rich family. I was not broke in college, but I also did not spend money just for the heck of it. So one way that I wanted to save money was just not worry about having to get my hair done or pay so much on hair. Like, I realized that I was spending so much more money on hair versus food, which was crazy to me. It was crazy to me. It's like, why am I buying a wig once a week or once a month because I wanted to look different or just because I wanted to have fuller hair? And plus, I always wanted to date somebody who had locks. I thought locks were so beautiful. Like, I thought dreadheads was, back then in 2016, 15, I thought dreadheads was fine. Girl, I was like, oh, I want me a dreadhead. I want me a dreadhead. But I was like, why not just become one yourself, girl? Like, because my hair also, to me, was too thin because I used to get relaxers, but my relaxers were like little kid relaxers. They're just for me because I didn't start getting relaxers until I was in high school. I was all natural up until high school. And then from high school to college, when I transitioned into doing this. And I actually became natural before getting my locks, but I became natural on accident because I just wasn't getting a lot of relaxers. Like, I would stretch my relaxers out. Like, I would probably get a relaxer every 3 months. So like, I always had a lot of new growth, but I always had a lot of curly hair, and you could see it. And it got to a point where, oh, it's all curly now. Because I just didn't care. Like, I just would put it in a bun and that would be it. And I was like, you know what, Simone, you're not even doing your hair anymore. You're not spending the money on it anymore. So why not just throw it in some locks, girl? And at the time, I didn't know anybody with locks. Not that I can remember right now. No one around me had locks. I was in a town that was very country, very white, and nobody had locks. Nobody was wearing locks unless they were a boy, you know. And most of the time, it was like little short ones that they had, or like ones like right here. And like, it wasn't really heard of until, I would say, when I got to college. And then I would see girls getting the faux locks, which is another story I'll talk about because there's another question coming up. But yeah, that's what made me do it, because it helped me save money, one. It's not time consuming as much as it's getting your hair done, going to a salon. I was doing it myself, so I just did what I wanted to do with my hair. And like I said before, I was freeforming in the beginning, 100%. So I wasn't doing anything. You know, I was walking around with a fro. I liked the look, so I wanted it for myself. And now here we are, 4 to 5 years later. If I could go back, what would I do differently with my locks? I don't know if I would do anything differently because I never had expectations other than I just wanted to freeform. And even with freeforming, you don't have in your mind how it's going to turn out because you don't know what your hair is going to do. I just let it have the freedom to do whatever it wanted to do. And I was going to be okay with it, whatever it wanted to do, because I just didn't care. And it's not that I didn't care about my appearance. I just didn't care for doing the extra-ness, in my opinion, of maintaining my hair by paying somebody to do it or spending hours myself doing it. I just didn't care for that. I had to spend my time wisely because I was working on other things, like going to school, working. Those things take a lot of time. So I wouldn't change anything about it because I never really had a set path of where I wanted. Because you know how some people will say, will go get their hair done and they have a specific outcome. Or they'll go get their locks done now and they'll tell their hairdresser they want their locks to look like this, and they'll show a picture of what they want. I didn't have an actual picture in my mind. I seen other people who had locks and they were beautiful and they were thick. I just knew I wanted my hair not to be thin. And they're not thin. You know, my locks are really, really thick. They're not the thickest locks out there, but for my hair type, they're doing very well. Very well. And to be honest, I wouldn't want to have super thick locks because for me, it'll probably be heavy on my head and then eventually heavy on my neck the longer they get. And then I couldn't even really style them the way I would want to, because if you have a lot of locks or thick locks, it's kind of limited to what you can do with it because it's so much hair. It's so much hair. I feel like if I wanted to, I can slap a wig on. I can get this braided down and slap a wig on. It wouldn't be a big issue, I don't think. But we'll see if that ever happens. How do I feel about faux locks? So faux locks are basically when people would get braids and then twist the loose hair around the braid to give a lock appeal, or they will actually get locks sewed into their hair like a crochet. I know at first I was surprised 'cause I didn't know it was a thing when I first met someone who had it, because I had been growing my hair for about 3 years at that point, and the girl was like, oh, I love how your locks look, and I was like, thanks girl, I've been growing it for this long. You know, I take pride in it because it's been a journey. Like, it's been a journey, and it's been like, I've seen my hair transition. I've seen it do things I've never thought it would do. You know, I've been amazed by how it forms and how it actually locked by itself without me having to twist it, without me having to actually start the lock, because people do start locks to where they braid their actual hair or twist it, and it becomes locks over time. But I did nothing, y'all. For the first 2 years to 3 years of my lock journey, I did nothing to my hair but just do this to make sure they didn't get too big. But I was like, yeah girl, I've been growing it for like 2 to 3 years. And I was like, how long have you been growing yours? And it's so funny because she doesn't have her locks in now. The reason why she doesn't have her locks in now, and we're really cool now, shout out to you, Ebony. The reason why she doesn't have her locks in now is because they weren't her locks. They were man-made locks. And she was like, yeah, I've been growing it for like a year. And I was like, a year? Because her locks were like past her boobs. And I was looking like, oh, those not yours? And she was like, no. And I was like, oh, okay. And so that was my first introduction to knowing about people getting faux locks, because they look so real. They look so real. Like, I don't think I would do that, because I actually did that myself when it came to like the braiding method and wrapping the hair around, but they didn't look as real as hers did. So she had got hers professionally done, y'all, because they look good, girl. They look good. But no, I won't knock anybody who, especially who doesn't want to commit to getting locks or doesn't know if they actually want to wear that forever, because it's a commitment, you know. It's not for everybody. And if you want to try it out for a few months, why not, girl? Try it out. Try it out. Do what you want to do with your hair. So I don't really I don't feel no way about anybody who has faux locks or who, you know, it's just, I feel like there shouldn't be reason to lie about it either. Like, be real. Got to be real. Like, yes, that's all I have to say is, like, if you're gonna wear faux locks or if you're gonna do something to yourself and it looks different or it looks good, take the compliment. You ain't really gotta tell them it's fake or not when they give you a compliment. But I think, like, woman to woman, lock to lock, you know, lock girl to lock girl, it was just, it made sense for her to be like, oh yeah girl, it's not real, I got it done and I got it put in. I was like, oh, okay. Because that informed me about something I didn't even know about. So, like, honesty is not a bad thing at all, especially if it's fake. It's, you be real. Who cares if it's fake, girl? We don't care. Nobody cares. It look good, right? It look good then. Just don't lie about it. That's all I got to say. So I don't feel a way about it. Just don't lie about it. Because that gives off like false hope to some people who are trying to probably get to your goal and they don't even know the proper steps to get there. It's like, what if I wanted my hair to like hers one day? Like, oh, how long it take you? Like, what am I not doing right? Not that I was thinking that. I was like, oh, why is hers growing so fast and mine's not? Because it's not a competition. But it's like when you do things and lie about how you got there, it kind of sets a false, you know. It's just I don't know what I'm trying to say really. It's basically like, you're not helping anyone by lying about it, because what if someone else asked you about how you got to this way? Like, I'm trying to get to do this too. I'm trying to be successful like you. And they're thinking that they can get to your outcome by doing this certain steps, when really it's a whole nother avenue they have to take to get to those steps, because growing it themselves is not going to get there, at least not the way that her locks were looking. Feel me? Am I making sense? I don't know. Moving on to the next question. Is it a bad idea to start your locks yourself? I don't think it's a bad idea to start your locks yourself. It depends on what you want. It depends on your goals. It depends on your own commitment and your own like capability also, because not everybody knows how to do hair. So if you're not skilled at doing hair in general or patient enough to even do your own hair, I would not start it yourself. I would go have somebody pay somebody else to start it, because at least that way you'll have a great foundation to start off, and make sure the person that you're paying knows what they're doing. Because not everybody who's doing locks out here knows what they're doing, because, you know, just like how things are trending, when things become a trend, people start jumping on the trend and want to charge people for it when they don't even know what they're doing themselves. So do your research. That's all I have to say. You can start yourself or have somebody else start it. I used to want to be a cosmetologist, and I've done hair before I started even wanting to do locks on myself. Like, I used to braid my own hair, put box braids in. Other girls would pay me I would do kids' hair, and the mom would pay me to do their hair. So it's like I had practice in doing this, and I knew what I was doing. So if you don't know what you're doing, I would not say start it yourself unless you've done enough research to feel comfortable with the process, because it's not easy and it's not simple. Can I lock with 4C hair? Is another question I received. You can lock with any type of hair. It all depends again on the outcome you want. But any type of hair can lock, whether if it's very, very loose, bone straight. It's just the process is gonna be different for different types of texture and different lengths of hair. That's all. Anybody can have locks. Anybody who is a human. Even dogs. They got them little dogs walking around them dog shows. They got locks looking like mops, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about? But yeah, anybody can have locks. If I have a scalp that's prone to dandruff or really dry, should I wash it a lot or should I not wash it? So that's tricky. Like I said, it depends on what type of locks you're trying to get. There's so many different types of styles of locks. There's sister locks, there's freeform locks, there's box locks, there's all kinds of different locks, right? So I would say if you have to not wash your hair for a period of time for your locks to actually mature or to bud, then I would say definitely oil your scalp, and definitely, if you can, do washes that don't require you actually drenching your whole head in the water. So basically, like, if you can, just target your scalp. Like, either use your fingers and get soap or shampoo and like just rub in the scalp, and then like kind of wipe it out or rinse it out, but not actually trying to rinse out your hair, because you don't want to undo the work that has been put in to start your locks, if that makes sense. If your hair is hard to lock. And when I say hard to lock, meaning you have very fine, very non-curly hair. And that should help with not having dandruff issues. And the last and final question is, do I get bored with my locks? To answer your question, no. I love my locks. The journey has been crazy. It's been fun. I've learned a lot about my hair. I learned a lot about locks. I learned a lot about different techniques to get to look a certain way. The journey is never ending as long as I have my locks, so I'm gonna keep learning, keep doing different things. There's so many different ways you can style your locks for you not to get bored. Like, just imagine basically your natural curly hair and then me with my locks. To me, this is the same thing. Like, you can do this with your curly hair, right? And I can do it with my locks. I can put my hair in a ponytail, and you can do that with your natural curly hair. Like, to be honest, like, a lot of people think that it's limiting to have locks, but it's really not. It's really not. If you have enough length, and if your hair isn't super thick, you can do just about anything you want with your hair. Just like if you had super thick hair that was just curly or straight, you could do things that you could do. There's many things you can do with your hair. It all depends up to you and your own creativity and how much research you do. Because now that locks have been more popular, especially if you're in areas that are more black, you'll learn that there's so many things you can do with your hair. And that's what I had to do. I had to get out and research in different areas, like out of the white city I was living in, the white country city I was living. Nothing's wrong with being in a country city, but there's not information available when it comes to my type of hair that I have now. So I had to basically learn through other people. I learned through YouTube what I wanted and how to get there. So here I am now, and that is the end of the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in my next vlog. Make sure you subscribe and like this video. Bye.